NONCE WATCH. Hey up, it's me, Sir Richard Pitchard. Now, anyone who has watched any of my videos will know that I've got one of the finest nonce radars in the games industry. If you happen to be unaware of the definition of the word nonce, allow me to enlighten you. Nonce, UK, slang for paedophile. Quote, "That Gary Glitter bloke, he's a right nonce." Now, you'd be surprised by the sheer amount of noncery that goes on in video games, so I decided to use my humble platform to shine a light on some of the most deviant characters in video games, in the first of what is going to be an ongoing series, Richard Pitchard's Nonce Watch. Incidentally, this idea was inspired by Super Jimtendo. Just to be clear, I'm not saying he's a nonce or anything like that. I wouldn't do that for legal reasons. But this idea came up in a conversation between the two of us, and now I'm running with it. So cheers, Jim. Go and watch his videos and subscribe to his channel. Today's nonce on the block is none other than the completely shameless Sion from the Bouncer. I don't like it. Not one bit. By the way, I'd warn you that I'll be spoiling the Bouncer in this video, but given that it's complete shite, that'd be like saying, "Don't add mayonnaise to that plate of smegma, you're gonna spoil it." The Bouncer was Square's first PS2 game, and its admittedly impressive graphics couldn't mask the fact that it's a laughably awful game that's like playing Yakuza's smelly cousin. It's about 2 hours long and about as fun as a back alley colonoscopy. Right, first off, let's deal with Sion's appearance. He was designed by Tetsuya Nomura, the legendary maniac behind many of the characters of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Not the best resume for character designs, to be fair. It's like saying Michael Jackson, the star of Leaving Neverland. But still, Sion looks like an older man cosplaying as Sora in order to gain the trust of a child. "Oh yes, I'm definitely 13 like you fellow children. Now who fancies a swim?" Now let's discuss Sion's crime. Sion may look like a nonce, but looking like a nonce is no crime. If it were, then Cliff Richard would have been banged up long ago. Just to be clear, Cliff Richard is, as far as any of us are aware, not a nonce, and living with a priest, a group of people known for their virtuous approach to children, is completely wholesome and irrelevant and does not arouse suspicion. Anyway, Sion, who is 19, definitely is a nonce, as his girlfriend Dominique is a 15-year-old girl. I mean, look at her. She looks like a tiny landlocked fisherman. Sion is a bouncer. Oh, that's why they called it that. All right. And Dominique frequents the bar that Sion works in, and no one stops her. What is up with Egg City? That's the city the game in the game, you know. That's where the game takes place. What is up with it? Is this the future that the Angel in Club to Death Angel tried to prevent? Let's see who gets that reference. It isn't long before Dominique is kidnapped by a group of gimps, and the entire game is about Sion reclaiming his 15-year-old girlfriend, who it turns out was taken by her older brother. I would have preferred to play a game where you play an anti-nonce version of Batman rescuing Dominique from Sion. That would have made more sense. But what makes this worse, much worse, comes as a result of the game's big twist. Dominique is actually a robot. Her big brother, Durigan Mikado, who is the head of a tech corporation, lost his sister to some vague illness or other, and rather than just getting over it like any normal person, he decides to create the most sophisticated robot ever to replace her. Jesus, man, you could have just had the real Dominique stuffed and popped her on your mantelpiece or something, like I do with my loved ones. But, viewer at home, think about it. What does this mean? What are the implications of this fact? That's right, Dominique will not age. She'll stay in the body of a 15-year-old girl forever. Sion, however, will age. He'll get older and older and older. It's implied at the end of the game that they'll be together forever. Imagine a 60-year-old man, still dressed as Sora from Kingdom Hearts, with his arm around a 15-year-old girl dressed as a tiny fisherman. Now you get it. So there you have it. Sion from the Bouncer, confirmed nonce. I just hope the Bouncer and Kingdom Hearts aren't somehow part of a shared universe, or I'll never be able to look at Sora the same way again. But what do you think? Are there some pro-nonce people out there willing to defend Sion? Do you know of any nonces in video games you could like me to name and shame? Let me know in the comments. Bye bye!